Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, it's your boy, mine's Surety. Hey, it's another episode of CanBo Greens. Hey, man, I wasn't even trying to get on tonight. Hell, I wasn't even trying to get on this early, but I decided I want to go ahead and knock out some things and make it to the gym on a decent time. So I want to try to come in here and knock this out real quick so I can get to sleep at a normal time frame. But hey, we got a popping one tonight. We got a popping one tonight. The topic is gonna be nice. It's gonna be it's gonna be nice, but at the same time, it's gonna be real gut wrenching for some people because I want to talk about some realistic shit that a lot of people don't be thinking about or asking it themselves when they evaluate these type of things. But we're gonna we're going to proceed and get to it. First things first, we're finna go ahead and get the promotion stuff out the way. Like I said, check out your boy Kimbo Greens. I try to drop 1 to 2 shows a week. Today makes my this is my 50th show. Today is and I think that's another reason why I decided to go ahead and knock out one because I was like, damn, I'm at 49. So let me go ahead and drop one more, get this 50 before the week ends. So I wanted to go ahead and drop this and get this out the way. Um, it's gonna take me a little bit faster to get to 100 because you gotta understand, like before hitting this 50 took a minute because starting things out, trying to find out what works, what don't works, the setting, the content, the style of content. There's a lot of things that I had to like start, change. And between those gaps, I was working on a lot of stuff, working on different software, different images, how the brand is going to officially look. If you notice the music, a lot of things that I was piecing together, adding together to make this show flow exactly the way I want it to flow. I got a couple more things in the midst of adding to make it flow. The pretty much the end product of how I want this show to look. But everything happens in steps and happen in phases. So I'm not pushing them. Enjoying the journey of this process. It's great to see how far I've gone from episode one to now. It's made some dramatic shifts with audio, the visual, the content, things like that. We didn't even start this show with this type of discussion. The show actually will start off just talking about CBD products. So just kind of show you how we have evolved. And speaking on products, we about to add some more things to our collection. I had some conversation with a few people, and one thing we're finna start doing is we're gonna start selling T-shirts, mileage maturity shirts, and we're gonna start pushing our mileage maturity hats. So we're gonna add more things into the pile of the stuff that we're going to branch out. We're just not gonna be do CBD. We're gonna do other things, and the goal is to make this brand, make this company. We're going to evolve it into so many different areas. Um, it's not going to be one dimensional. So look for that to come ahead. Look for that to come ahead. Also, my homeboy Gooch, man, the Gooch in the show. We haven't had one in a minute, but I'm gonna get it with him, man. We're gonna start pushing out some more content on that level. Like I said, lately I've been kind of really be focusing on Campbell Greens for the most part, just really trying to push one show to get more people in tune. Like I said, I need y'all, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, share the content. Let's get people on. Let's get more people on the YouTube side. Also, I know I got a lot of people on my Facebook page, but I just don't want people on the Facebook. I want people to pretty much start navigating and subscribing to the YouTube channel as well, because we're gonna really start moving. Most of my stuff is just gonna probably be on Twitch and on YouTube, as well as everything's gonna be at my main show, at my main website, which is mindsmaturity.com. The goal is to make that pretty much going to be my one-stop shop at some point. I want that to be a one-stop shop. So everything is literally just going to be pushed into that outlet with like new stuff that I won't put on other platforms. I want to have my own distinct platform to have all my information, all my stuff on. Um, what else? What else? What else? That's it. Like I said, I want to show the content with the product. The product. Like I said, once again, we got CBD massage oil, 32 ounces, $25. Like I said, you can DM me or you can check out the website. You can order from the website. Also, we have the CBD flower, 4 grams. We do 4 grams, $20. Check it out. Good product, good stuff, good strand. Haven't had any complaints yet. Also, we got the CBD tincture oil, 2 ounces, $15. Good product. Check it out. Check it out. Good stuff. You can catch all this stuff on my website, mindlessmaturity.com. Once again, sooner or later, you're gonna start seeing t-shirts. You're gonna see hats on there as well. As well as we got edibles in the process, and we got bath bombs in the process. So a lot of things is trying to be in turn. There we go. Got cut off a little bit. But hey, let's get back to the show. The topic for tonight is going to be CanBo greens, pick your poison. The reason why I want to discuss this topic is the fact that this actually popped in my head. I want to say like sometime in today, I was just kind of going over things, and I had a um a thought of like, why do people um have such of a like a unrealistic viewpoint when it comes to how your mate should operate. And a lot of us don't take the time to really evaluate what the tolerance, the flaws, and all these things that will come with your mate. We evaluate so much about what um we want and what we need, and um what we're going to benefit from that mate, but you never really take the time to think about what are the things that you can deal with, tolerate, and manage through it all, especially if the goal is to also have things that needs to be met in what you need. So I thought about it as like, hey, pick your poison. Pick the things that doesn't truly kind of benefit you, because at the end of the day, that's the whole process of the whole relationship, marriage thing. It's the compromise. It's the trade-offs. It's the trade-offs, the compromise of what you want and what they want. So for some reason, some people think that what the person get is to make you happy or to benefit you. No, the goal is also that other person also have other wants and needs that's not going to benefit you. So I understand there's a lot of things that it's a give or take. It's not always going to be a give. So let's dig in it. I start my show off when it comes to these topics. I always lay out my immature thoughts, which are questions that's going to tie into the discussion. So with that, one of my immature thoughts is, why do people do not understand their uglies? Why do people want to ignore the flaws? Why do people like to watch what they don't want? Let's get with it. Let's continue. The first pick your poison category is the liar versus the abuser. These two are very tough options to pick. Some people say I picked this one. Most people probably pick the obvious, right? You know what I'm saying? You're like, well, some people probably like, well, I just won't pick neither one of them. No, you gotta pick. You gotta pick. You gotta be able to pick because, dude, guess what? When you meet people, people come with shit that you gonna have to pick. You have to pick. So the thing is, are you gonna pick the abuser or are you gonna pick the liar? And some people may pick the liar instead of the abuser because of the obvious category when it comes to the abuser. When you first think abuser, think physical abuse, but it's different other aviations of abuse. You got verbal and nonverbal. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you even have strategic abuse. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can plan a long term strategy to oppress you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? Perfect example: slavery. You know what I'm saying? So abuse is not always a physical thing, a hand on hand combat type of thing. It can be strategic that can hurt you on a mental, but it also can break your spirits. So understand that there are different layers when it comes to abuse. You know what I'm saying? So that also let's also fall to the next door. Let's look at liar. Now, when you look at a liar, there's different variations of a lie. You know what I'm saying? You have those little white lies, or you can have a very dramatic boom of a lie. You know what I'm saying? Or you can have little trinkets of lies, a month here, a month there, or a year later, or 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be able to evaluate these type of situations to understand, like, when you're picking the poison, understand and evaluate the poisons that you pick. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you're gonna pick somebody that lies, learn the patterns of what type of liar that person is. Some people, hell, they'll lie for some shit. They didn't even have to lie about it. Matter of fact, they didn't even have to talk about it. It's like somebody will just out of somewhere just say a lie. That's not even relevant to a conversation, right? They could have just left that whole part out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to evaluate if you have one of those people that you date that is just a like a nonsense liar. Like they just lying for no goddamn reason. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the little white liars where you be like stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, did you drink so and so out the refrigerator? Like, no, I didn't. Even though you did, but you just don't want to hear the person's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like those little things. Whereas like it cannot be as or did you know what I'm saying? Like, did you take the trash out? And you'd be like, no, I didn't. And you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I did. And you come home, the trash ain't been taken out. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the levels of which type of lies versus the what category of abuse. You know what I'm saying? And also with the lies, you gotta understand what's the word? You gotta make sure the levels of the lies doesn't really become to a fact of being deceitful or damaging to the credibility of some important shit that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Where a person can get so complacency of just saying whatever out their mouth, they can kind of be loose with the tongue in a sense to where, you know what I'm saying? Like some people may start like they should have started merging into like real world do or die type of shit to where the mortgage need to be paid or you know what I'm saying, the kids need to be picked up from school or some shit and you left them there and they've been there for 2-3 hours, you know what I'm saying, like that type of things. So you gotta evaluate these two, I call them, these two situations that can be very monstrous on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like a liar can it can be good, it can be harmless, or it can be very detrimental. Abuser the same thing. Like some people, and you know what I'm saying, when we're not even talking about the physical abuse is obvious. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that shit. But let's touch on that just a little bit. Okay. I talked about it on one of my other shows where we talked about the whole equality thing, where a woman can be looked at as, oh, if she hits her man, they just playing. Versus when a man hits his woman, then it's like, oh, he beat her ass. So the thing is, you gotta understand, on a woman's aspect, you know what I'm saying? A woman don't need to be putting their hands on a man on those kind of levels so loosely. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where that person came from. You don't know that person's background. You don't know the situations to where that shit may become a reaction and knock your ass out. So you gotta be kind of careful when you um play with that whole shit, because it's like that is still abuse, regardless if you might not see it as abuse, because you might see a woman hitting a man. That still is abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody has no right to really put their hands on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, put your hand on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all want to push the whole agenda thing, the equality thing of the agendas and the genders or whatever, understand these are the outcomes that may happen. So be careful when it comes to that. When you're looking at somebody that's abusive, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention to is it verbal, nonverbal, or is it both? Pay attention. So the question is, and I think you need to think about is, which one do you pick? Which one could you tolerate? You know what I'm saying? Which one? These are things that, hey, some ugly things to think about, but you gotta understand these are the realities. These are the realities. Next topic. Next one is controlling or crybaby. You got a controller or a crybaby. Which one would you pick? With a controlling person, there's give and takes. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You can find a controlling person that is always hitting the jackpot. And then you can find a controlling person that's always crapping out, that's losing everything. You know what I'm saying? You can find somebody that you could enjoy the ride and you always riding high. You know what I'm saying? You can reap the rewards of the domination of how they operate. And the workload of your end is very, very light. Or the flip side of somebody that can be controlling that is not effective. You can fuck around and be doing overwork because you gotta balance out their fuck ups. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes if it's a negative controlling, you could be doing overtime to fix situations that other person creates. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, you gotta pick and choose of the type of poisons when it comes to that. Which one can you tolerate in those sense? Some people said, always, okay, yeah, of course, you'll pick the positive controlling versus the negative controlling. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the negative controlling, who are you going to pick? That or are you going to pick the crybaby? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand when it comes to a positive controlling person that's gaining um outcomes, proper outcomes, that person also going to have some losses. You know what I'm saying? That person is going to have a loss when it comes to every once in a while he or she may make a bad or good decision. Okay, if they make that bad or good decision, okay, are you just going to just, all right, I don't want that person to be in control of no more of that situation? Or do you accept that person of, hey, they make mistakes from time to time, but you still give them that role of, hey, that's how they operate. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to evaluate, and you got to be able to understand that that's who that person is. So evaluate if the outcomes are mostly positive than negative. Weigh out the options. Or do you pick the crybaby? The crybaby is the person that they make no kind of decisions, but they complain all the time. You know what I'm saying? They complain to everybody. They complain to you. They complain to mom. They complain to dad. They complain to their brothers, their sisters. They complain. They complain. They complain. They cry. They cry. They complain. They complain. But they never resolve or fix anything. You know what I'm saying? Those people normally uh, gravitate to somebody that is controlling. So if you're a controlling person and you don't want to date a controlling person and you run to a crybaby, understand what you're picking. Understand, okay, if you want to have control, understand that's what it's going to be. So you cannot complain if the other person is not holding their own because you have decided that's not what you want to dictate. So you got to understand and evaluate type of person when you deal with a crybaby. You think you could change it? No, you can't. That's part of a person's DNA of dependency. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand they don't understand the ins and outs and the grind of actually making decisions. And that's why when it comes to controlling, you know what I'm saying, it can be looked at in a negative connotation, but at the same time, it has its perks. It has its perks because that type of person takes a lot of time out of your thought process for them to come up with the idea and the decision. So we have to evaluate those things and we have to understand that. We definitely have to understand that. So we got to understand and pay attention to which one of these options need to be decided. You want to control it or you want to cry baby? It's up to you on that one. I laid out the ins and the outs and the what else when it comes to that. So we got to understand, be careful what you complain and you don't want, and look at what you may end up dealing with. So understand the poison that you may pick. It can have worse outcomes. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, with the first two, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people always will say they don't want a liar or they don't want to control him. But guess what? Those two entities can fall more tolerable than the last two. So continue to look at the patterns of how I present these things to y'all. Now we have accountability versus selflessness. Okay, a lot of people would easily say, and they easily say they want a person that has accountability. But is that true? You know what I'm saying? Is that true? Because understand when it comes to accountability, that means it's shit that you're gonna have to change. It's some things that you're gonna have to work on. Because that person's gonna start evaluating you, pointing things out about you, and telling you, hey, you need to change this, you need to work on this, because they are going to make sure that you take accountability of your actions. So we got to be careful about who you're picking when you say, hey, you don't want somebody that's accountable. Okay, understand when you pick that person is going to want a reflection of themselves. Because if they're a person that is accountable, they're going to expect you to be accountable. You can't say, hey, I want accountable, and then you do not possess those attributes. You got to be able to have those in place. So definitely pay attention to when you say you want that accountable, because accountable equals work. It equals work and ownership. The thing is, a lot of people take ownership of their actions and of who they are? So be careful when you pick. If you decide you want to pick that, when you don't even know if you can handle that. And then when you pick the next door, when you pick selflessness. Selflessness is going to be in the sense of if you can't handle accountability, selflessness going to really kick you in the ass. Because selflessness can put you in a situation to where, yes, that person is not even going to care about himself or herself, but he's going to or she's going to um, only care and focus on everything and everybody else. And you have to be careful with that because see, a person that they okay, if they're selflessness, they only focus it on you. No, when a person is selfless, that means he's gonna put everybody ahead of them. So when you pick somebody that's selfless and you say, "Hey, I need you to focus on me," that person's nature of selflessness is not just gonna focus on you, but it's gonna focus on their family, friends, your friends, strangers, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be easily influenced and not even care about themselves. That is a very scary situation to be placed in because guess what? That same energy you getting without them caring about themselves, they're going to reflect and put that same energy out to everybody else and not caring about himself or herself. It's going to be a very, very ugly situation to put yourself in because that person, a person that doesn't understand self and prioritize self, takes no ownership of himself or his actions, is always going to be for the others. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's why accountability is a great thing, but a lot of people don't want to have it. They want you to have it, but nobody else wants to have it. So we got to understand when we pick things, you can pick something that'll work for you, but there's always going to be an ugly side to that. And you got to be aware, and you got to accept that and know what you're dealing with. Because we got way too many people out here. We're moving, we're grooving, we're socializing, we're connecting, and not really understanding and evaluating how we supposed to view everything and how we supposed to approach everything. We coming out here mindless. And that's one reason why I name myself Mindless Maturity. Because a lot of us are doing all this shit with no thought in our processes on a day-to-day basis. So this last one is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. This one right here is one of the things that it hurts and it hits a lot of people in so many ways because it affects so many people in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a doozy. And I had to push this one out here for last. I had to make this the last one. And this one's really directed mainly for the ladies. This one right here is definitely directed toward ladies because I feel like this issue has been happening decades after decades after decades after decades. It happens. Oh, yeah, it happens. So let's check it. You either pick the A, the cheater, or B, the child molester. It's an ugly one. Because guess what? These are the things that happen for so many years. So many years. And I'm pretty sure it gets worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't understand how serious this situation is to where it's a lot of things that happen and is never understood or thought about or viewed on. You know, we hear so much how people want to have the standard of I don't want a man that cheats, I don't want a cheater, I don't want, but never really, and a lot of people don't talk about this. What about the one That is a child molester. Whose flaw is worse? Understand, a man that cheats, okay, that's a flaw. He make a mistake. Okay, cool. Get it. He's not perfect. But how nasty is his imperfect? How nasty is his imperfect? Or yet, is it actually natural? Is it natural for him to seek more? But think about it, is it also it's unnatural to seek a child? But see, this is a lot of things that a lot of women don't even pay attention to or look at when it comes to those situations. You're too much worrying about looking at his phone and seeing who he's texting, who he's calling, or you checking to see what women are around, but you never pay attention to your household. You see what I'm saying? You never pay attention to that. You don't ever pay attention to the ones that you think ain't doing something, but they doing the shit right under your chin. These are the shit. This is the stuff we don't talk about. We don't discuss these things. I know we talk about this shit when it comes to like the Catholic churches because that's the obvious. But we don't talk about that shit enough in these communities, especially due to the fact that there is so many single mothers now. Single mothers is at an all-time high, and the number is growing every day. Every day. So instead of you talking about that man going outside of your household and making a mistake, you need to worry about and making sure he's not fucking up your legacy's life. Understand which one is way more destroying. Because I promise you, that man that sleeps with that woman across the street or around the way, he ain't crushed her life. But he damn sure can crush your kids. Because they are not mature on that level of understanding those concepts. But I hear so much with so many single people and so many young people. We got to understand and evaluate and actually pay attention to shit that you actually need to be paying attention to. Because the shit that you're paying attention to is the obvious. It's the obvious. It's a natural obvious that you, your mama, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, nobody can ever change. And it will never be changed. Because you're trying to learn, you're trying to tell a man how to be a man instead of you paying attention and raising your kids to be kids and protecting your kids and make sure that you're picking a man that has a flaw, that has flaws, that will still protect yours. These are the things that we got to pay more attention to and how you pick men that you need. That is a protector. Yes, every man has doors of ugliness. Just like women has doors of ugliness. Some have had fucked up past. Shit that you may or may not know of. But we got to understand and evaluate these situations. And understand that when you pick based off of not the good, but evaluate the detrimental of their ugly. Because these are the things that can affect somebody's outcome for a lifetime. You need to evaluate what we're asking for. You got to be careful of what you're asking for and what you need. Because sometimes we look at the stupid shit that can be damn near minute or to a norm. Because see, what we'll do is we get to a situation and you'll tell a man some shit that's obvious. I don't want a man that cheat. No shit. No man want to really cheat if he care about you. He don't. No man that really cares or love you about you wants to do that shit. That shit hurts him more than it hurts you. So when you meet him, stop saying, "Oh, I don't want a man to cheat." No shit, he don't want to. That's why it's called a fucking mistake. But you know what's not a mistake? A child molester. That's a sickness. That's some shit that he already got in his mind when he meets you. So why we don't talk more about that? Trust me, there are way more grown men out here that are child molesters than they are cheaters. When it comes to men, because guess what? The stats already prove that women already cheat more than men. So why are we over here dogging out saying about men cheating when that's an obvious thing? But guess what? The obvious thing is women cheat actually more. The thing is, and the fucked up thing is, they all cheating with the same man. And that's some ugly shit to understand. That's some ugly shit that people don't want to talk about. You're cheating with the same men. Why? Because the numbers speak. The demographics of the stats speak. People don't want to understand numbers. The numbers say that there are way more men out here with no kids. There are more black men that are single that have no kids than women. There are more single mothers, especially more black single mothers than all the other non-black together. There are more. So what that tells you, once again, they're sleeping, everybody's sleeping and having kids with the same men. So these are the things that we got to start paying attention to when you're dating. Stop commanding, setting things together to make a man that already understand those situations. If he's trying to come at you correct, understand the flaws that may come with it. And let's keep it in. Let's keep it going. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and drop my final thought. Like I said, I was going to keep it short tonight because, like I said, man, it's been a long week. I did 2 shows already, an hour. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep this one pretty short. So, let's talk the final thought. Final thought is, ain't nobody out here that's trying to, and listen, let's get this correct too. I'm not talking about ratchet people. I'm not talking about females and males. I'm talking about women and men when I'm having this discussion. Women and men, not females and males. It's a difference. It's a big difference. We understand how serious it is when it comes to connecting with somebody. We understand the amount of energy it takes to bond and unite with somebody and to vibe on different frequencies with somebody. We understand that's a roller coaster ride. But what we're doing is we're trying to repair the tracks while we on the roller coaster ride. You can't do that. When you are on that ride, you enjoy that ride, regardless of the good and the bad moments on that ride. You're going to go through it all. You're going to go through some shakes. You're going to go through some areas where it's going to dip you down, dip you up. You're going to have a smooth ride at some points. Then it's going to be some U-turns, and it's going to be some, like, a whole bunch of blind sides here and there when you turning and twisting. You're going to get all that. But what you can't do is jump out and trying to start changing and repairing shit while you riding. You do that shit with yourself before you get on the ride. Stop getting on these rides with the false sense of what type of ride you getting on. So let's buy that ticket, cash it in, and enjoy the rest of the theme park. The goal is to every day from sun up to sundown, learn to become the better version of yourself. So let's do it. And every time we do these shows, it's going to be a different topic. Working, learning how to peel back more layers of understanding self. Because the more you understand and master self, then you learn to become the master of life. And that's where we're trying to get. Hey, until next time, people. Hey, I enjoyed. Much love to everybody. Also, I'm gonna throw my fam her her site on while the outro hit. But hey, man, I think my next show next week, I kind of probably want to do a little something about the mindset of starting up a business. Just getting the mental mindset of starting a business. I probably throw like some words with some definitions and we just chop it out a little bit of the mindset of starting up a business. I want us to do some more stuff about business, finance. Like I said, the goal is to branch out, discuss a lot of things. I'm not trying to kiss nobody's ass. I'm just giving you the real information as real as I can. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be out here at the finish line with my trophy by myself. I want everybody else to be standing beside me as well, celebrate. You know what I'm saying? We all can be winners. You know what I'm saying? We all can be winners. But hey, you ain't gonna win with no scrapes, no bruises, not sweaty, not exhausted, breathing hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not out your nose. You're gonna go through it in this process of winning. And I'm gonna go through it with you. It's gonna be shit that I'm gonna say that you might not like. It's gonna be some stuff I'm gonna say through this journey of all these shows I'm gonna do that you ain't might not agree with. It's cool, you don't have to. Because the goal is to get you to where you need to be. Because I'm gonna make sure I get to where I need to be. So if you get there, you can take some, lose some stuff. I say that's cool. Long as you get where you need to be and you win, that's all that matters to me. I don't care how you get it. I don't care if you take 5% of my shit and you win. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. What I don't want is you not to take none of my shit and you lose. That's on you. That's on you. I'm going to be there already waiting on you. So let's do it. But until next time, my people, hey, peace, love. Peace, love to the utmost. You dig? Hey, until next time, hey, man, we out, my people. Much love. Hey, also, I need to, I'll probably eventually do it. I'm going to try to start setting up maybe in the next 2 months because I know I'm probably going to be, I'm not going to probably the end of this month is going to probably be my last month till like, I'm probably going to take a 2-3 month break once little man get here and kind of just bond with him. But so I'm going to go hard as I can all the way up to the end of April. And then I'm shutting the live down for a while until probably like July. But other than that, man, I think that's all I want to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to go hard for the rest of this month, and we'll go from there. But hey, much love, and I'm out.